US military robot has been revealed. This is bad. Thinking of machines fighting the war with another machine, robots guarding huge military bases, having the robots to do the sniping job done, robots firing artillery shells? You believe it or not, we are almost there now, with robots like Bigdog, Gladiator, and more will be revealed in this video, so make sure you are catching up till the end. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also press the bell icon to never miss an update about artificial intelligence, robotics, and future technology. That being said, let's begin. They are remote-controlled mobile robots or autonomous robots, and they are developed for military uses, from transport to search and rescue and attack. They are not totally autonomous, and they require human interaction to guarantee that targets are not within restricted fire range. During several missions, more robots are built and employed. Robots come in a variety of sizes, and some can fit into places where humans cannot. Robots excel in cramped, dark environments. Another advantage is that robots can not only dismantle bombs and weapons, but also hold and shoot them. Let's start the terrifying tales of emotionless, brutal robots in the US Army. Unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, are the most widely used system today. They can be armed with air-to-ground missiles and controlled remotely from a command center for reconnaissance missions. During the JRTC cycle, 2 robot vehicles offered route reconnaissance, blocked an intersection, and denied a helicopter landing zone, all important but potentially dangerous jobs for soldiers. During a rotation at the Joint Readiness Training Center, US Army soldiers fought in training against an adversary force that incorporated robotic vehicles for the first time, giving the Army a glimpse of how such unmanned devices might affect soldiers on the battlefield. Soldiers from the 101st Airborne Division's 3rd Brigade and the 509th Infantry Regiment's 1st Battalion were pitted against each other in last several rotations at the Joint Mobilization Training Center, with the added twist that the regiment received robotic assistance from the Army's Robotic Combat Vehicle program. The 8-wheeled robotic vehicles, developed by Project Origin at the US Army Development Command, carried out often dangerous missions while also revealing information about what soldiers expect from their machine companions, and when those machines are capable of performing tasks previously performed by humans. The Robotic Combat Vehicle lead in Next Generation Military Vehicle Cross-Functional Team, Major Corey Wallace, said, "This is how street fighting will evolve over time." The 509th Infantry, better known as Geronimo, employed 2 RCV surrogates in various different tactical scenarios, including route reconnaissance, denying helicopter landing zones, and blocking a vital intersection for the September exercise. The Next Generation Military Vehicle Cross-Functional Team is developing light, medium, and large robotic combat vehicles as part of the service's massive modernization initiative. The RCV family of vehicles will be used to scout and fire on enemy sites during times of conflict. According to the Army, Geronimo's employment of the RCV surrogate for route reconnaissance demonstrated the combat effectiveness of robots working with soldiers. The robot would travel down a reconnaissance route and come under fire from the 3rd 101st during the JRTC rotation, allowing Geronimo soldiers to determine the 101st's location and launch indirect fire on them. A vital crossroads was blocked in another mission by the surrogate. 2 robots and 5 soldiers were needed to block the intersection, whereas the same action would need 1 battalion, or around 36 men, putting all of them in danger. Geronimo was able to redeploy the unit and send mass fighting strength elsewhere as a result, Wallace explained. RCV can also be used to set up observation posts, because unlike soldiers, they do not fall asleep, lose attention, or become wounded, requiring evacuation in the event of an attack. However, as the Army prepares to take on near-peer competitors such as China and Russia, the observation posts must have low electronic and thermal fingerprints to prevent vehicles from being easily detected. They can't have a generator running all the time because they need to preserve the low signature associated with the human element in order for it to do its purpose, Wallace explained. In order to avoid having a generator running all the time, we're implementing a silent, watch-desired feature in the RCV, which allows it to function on battery power while maintaining a very low heat signature, soldier needs, and a crowded network. The Army has gained knowledge into how robots must work in order to be successfully incorporated on the battlefield by incorporating RCV surrogates into the combat rotation. In a battle, soldiers will not have enough time to attach a tow bar to a robot and move it to a different area. Robots must be able to keep up with that formation and travel at the same speed as the human elements across the same terrain, says the researcher. Wallace added, during the rotation, there were also network issues, linking the robot and the operator. The RCV team had experimented with network traffic from a platoon or company on a smaller scale several times in prior months. However, considerable network congestion was produced by traffic from a hostile brigade and a friendly battalion on the battlefield. During the experiment, leaders expected this to be the case, though Wallace would not go into detail about the network concerns. The limiting factor for combat efficacy, according to Wallace, will be connectivity between the robot and the operator. If the operator isn't confident that the robot will execute exactly what he or she commands from a tactically important distance, Wallace explained, it won't be able to give the effects that it's designed to. You'll also need a secure and trustworthy network connection to do so. During the battle, a small drone attached to the RCV surrogate floated in the air, giving the Geronimo force situational knowledge. However, the 101st soldiers delayed an operation for 3 hours because they assumed an enemy tiny drone was flying in the region, even though it was stationary, due to the loud buzzing sound of the tethered drone. The audible signature is a fantastic example of how robotics and autonomous systems may affect the human element, Wallace added. That is precisely why the army entered the JRTC tournament with the robot. He stated, "We know our adversaries are working on systems and capabilities similar to ours. At some point, the army will have to find out the tactics, techniques, procedures, and doctrine for countering enemy robotic and autonomous system capacity. So this JRTC rotation was the perfect place to start. Every product on the market today has advantages and disadvantages. Some of these drawbacks are small, while others have the potential to alter how individuals feel about a situation. Military robots have a history of saving lives. But what happens when technology advances so quickly that new sorts of robots emerge? Humans will lose control over robots, and human militaries will become obsolete. Of course, this is only one person's opinion, but it's not far off from what might emerge in a century." Academics and technical experts gathered in 2009 for a symposium to discuss the idea of robots becoming self-sufficient. To put it another way, these experts were concerned about military machines making decisions without human intervention. This prospect has sparked much debate in the robotics sector, not just among military personnel. Even if they are not humans, can computers and robots be trusted? They also present a possibility of achieving any level of autonomy. It's still up for debate whether or not they could use such powers to pose a threat or danger. Autonomous robots are no longer science fiction, according to a CBC News broadcasted documentary titled Remote Control War. The television crew visited numerous countries throughout the world, including the Pentagon, robotic production plants, and cutting-edge research labs. They came up with a significant question that needed to be addressed while researching the latest technologies. What are the new rules of engagement for robots killing humans in wartime? Military robots have a significant disadvantage in this regard. How will autonomous, self-aware robots decide what is right and wrong in the future? Would we hold a robot responsible for a death that shouldn't have happened, or even come to that conclusion? These are a few scenarios to display as potential drawbacks for future military robotics use. The cost of developing military robots is another issue. Military spending has risen from $316 billion in 2001 to $671 billion in 2010. According to the US Department of Defense, defense spending accounts for more than half of all spending in the United States. Other categories such as health and education account for only an eighth of that. The government collects a large portion of this money from residents' income taxes. Finally, these figures provide a larger picture of US military spending, with military robots at the top of the priority list. Army robots could be hacked by the enemy and used against you. They could malfunction and turn against you or explode in front of you. They can't tell right from wrong, so it could kill civilians as well as rebel allies if it sees them. And they can't tell right from wrong, so they kill civilians as well as rebel allies if they see them. In the near future, advances in artificial intelligence may help to correct this. AI's potential dangers could be the worst in human history. It brings with it threats such as strong autonomous weapons or new means for the few to subjugate the many. Humans dislike robots. Robots could take over the world, including our employment. Despite their technological advancements, robots have limited capacities. Getting weapons in the hands of AI robots, how dangerous can they be? Let us know in the comment section. Also, don't forget to connect with us by subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching till the end.